Hey, what's up guys? We're at Invictus Performance Center to go over the top 5 drills to improve your soccer conditioning. We're gonna give you 4 general drills that will help with any position, and then that 5th drill will be position dependent on what you're going to be actually specifically training for. Let's go ahead and get the ball rolling. The first drill that we have for you guys is the X drill. This is gonna be a combination of a change of direction and a maneuverability drill. What we're gonna do for this drill is we're gonna start taking off at this first cone, round the middle cone, come around the far cone there, go back to the center cone on the way back, and then we're gonna finish the drill at the start cone. So let's go ahead and welcome Jose, physical therapist and soccer performance trainer, to show you guys how to run this drill.
All right, so as we're going through the X drill, a couple things I want you guys to focus on is drop and chop. So make sure you stay nice and low. As you're going into those turns, drop your shoulders, get nice and nimble, and make sure you're keeping your feet chopping, keep those feet nice and light in order to get through those cones. Protocol that we suggest you guys to work through is maybe like a 1-to-1 ratio. So if it takes you about 10 seconds to get through that exercise, rest for about 10 seconds, but try to keep that work to rest ratio of 1-to-1.
Drills like this are really great for helping you maintain your ability to change direction quickly throughout a long game, which can make a huge difference in making plays late in the game. Conditioning is not just about your cardiovascular system, it's also about conditioning your legs and your movement patterns to be able to maintain your technique throughout the match.
And we want to make sure that these conditioning drills carry over into the game. So make sure that you're incorporating a ball every once in a while as well. That way, towards the end of the game, you can stay sharp with your technical abilities instead of letting that falter.
For this second conditioning drill, we're gonna do suicides, but we're gonna do them a little bit differently than you may be used to. What we know from sports science research is that quick accelerations and the ability to accelerate many times over throughout a game is really important for performance, but most sprints last less than 17 meters in soccer. So what we're gonna be training with this suicide run is the ability to repeatedly accelerate. All right, let's go ahead and show you how it's done. Jose's here is gonna run figure 8 to the first cone, around the cone, and then back. What you can see with doing suicides this way is we're gonna be working on our footwork, our quick footwork to round the cone each time. This can be done with or without the ball. If you're training just acceleration and speed, we wanna do some training without the ball. But if you're a little bit lacking in your footwork and you wanna specifically train that, we can do the drill with the ball.
And if you're wondering how to make this the most effective for conditioning purposes, what we'd recommend is a 1-to-3 work to rest ratio. So for example, if it takes me 20 seconds to get through the drill, I'd give myself 60 seconds to recover, and then I'd go for the next bout. As you're getting more and more conditioned, what you can start doing is decreasing that multiple. So instead of working for 20 seconds and resting for 60, you can do maybe a 1-to-2. So work for 20 and rest for 40.
All right, for our third drill, we're gonna show you guys circle taps. And for this drill, we're gonna start in the center cone. We're gonna shuffle over to a side cone, dropping the body weight, planting the foot of that cone and changing direction. We're gonna go around clockwise one time, touching each cone, and then we're gonna go counterclockwise back to the start cone for a total of 2 times changing direction at each cone. Then you rest. We know from sports science research that during a soccer game, you change direction 1,200 to 1,400 times per game. So each of those change of directions needs to be fast, and we need to be able to maintain our ability to change direction quickly throughout a game. The way you do that is by practicing a lot of change of directions and building conditioning for that with your training.
So for this 4th drill, it's going to be fartlek runs. So you guys might have seen these or done these at the field, where you're doing basically jogging the width of this field and then sprinting diagonally across the half. You guys have also seen it like as Indian runs, but if you're doing this at home, like in the neighborhood, you can do something where you sprint for 10 steps and then you jog for 40. Sprint for 10, jog for 40. You can keep that up for over 10 to 20 minute time frame, but it should be working both anaerobic and aerobic capacity.
One benefit of doing fartlek type runs is that it replicates the demands of the sport, where you're gonna be jogging to keep up with the play, and then all of a sudden you're gonna have to take off and sprint to catch up with the play or get into position.
All right, so for the 5th drill, we're gonna be doing more position specific work. So it's a little bit more of a freestyle. So if you're a defender, think about what kind of qualities you have to repeat over and over and over again during a game, and make sure that you can sustain that for the entirety of the match. So for this exercise for the defender, we're working on our jockeying, our defensive technique, being able to close down the attacker, jockey, keep them in front of us, and also have good footwork to change and turn our hips while maintaining that defender at a good stance. And so for our position-specific midfielder drill, we're gonna be working on something we call the zigzag dribbles, where we're gonna be able to work on our ability to maintain our control of the ball, going at speed, and not faltering our technique as we start getting a little bit tired. All right, so for our striker-specific drill, we're gonna do something here where we're incorporating the ball and some shooting, as that's something that you have to do as a striker pretty often. Next ball, get it going. Ooh, down here, Matt.
So huge shout out to Jose for coming on today and showing you guys some great conditioning drills. These are really great conditioning drills to work on solo, so you can individually build up your conditioning to be better with your team. When it comes to working with a partner or working in your team, that really opens up your options to even more conditioning. We're gonna throw all the drills on the screen so that way you guys can see what they look like all together. Take a screenshot, save it for later.
And if you're in the Las Vegas area and you're looking for some soccer training, we'd love to see you. Invictus Soccer, we have 2 locations. Come give us a try.
All right guys, thanks. We'll catch you in the next one. I actually joined a rec league recently because I want to get back to scoring goals, but my wife said I'm more of a keeper.
Drop and chop, drop and chop, drop and chop. So for these fifth? Yeah, fifth.